So I finally had a chance to use Atomic, and I'm gonna be honest, at first I wasn't a fan, but after actually taking the time to understand what a true combo based power is supposed to feel like, I can confidently say that this power is way more fun than I originally thought. Now Atomic, compared to everything else that we've used so far, isn't just about surviving, it's actually about staying active with your chain combos and controlling the fight. So as always, I'm gonna be breaking down everything you guys need, from your artifacts, the best allies to use, what to spec into, and how to properly use the loadout so you don't feel squishy. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, then click the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. Let's do this. Okay, so for your base mods, to keep it short, sweet, and simple, I'm gonna be maxing out all health and all dominance, no resto for Atomic. At least in my opinion, you really don't need it. Now, if you guys are beginners and still don't have elite gear, then you don't have to worry about the infinity mods, but if you do have elite gear, these are the ones that I have. Okay, so for your gear, the white mods that you can get on the marketplace is the head socket called Ultimate Supercharge mod. This one in particular doesn't really matter what role you're playing as, everyone should have this on their head. If you're a tank, the only other one that should be important is your chest, which is the Ultimate Hardy mod. It does increase your health by 15%, and your back mod called Ultimate Accelerator Powers. So this one does grant you a 25% chance to reset the cooldowns of your shield and supercharge, which does come on clutch, especially if you're critical. Now on my legs, I have the Ultimate Critical Prowess. You guys really don't need this one. I use it because I do go to Little Bohemia and duel people. But for the free ones, I have the neck mod, which is Fortified Assault. For your weapon is Absorption Adapter 5. For your hands is Empowered Channeling, and your feet is Tumbling Master. Now for your augments page, I'm maxing out on all dominance. We are going to be using both the White Lantern and Blue Lantern Ring Power Ray augment, so I would recommend you guys getting that. Now if you don't have it, that's perfectly fine. I'll show you the loadout with or without it. Either way, this isn't really going to penalize you if you guys don't have it or not. So for your allies, I don't change them at all. I know there's a few people who don't have future Lex Luthor, unfortunately. The only other person that I can really think of off the top of my head is Batman Who Laughs, because a buff in the end of the day is a buff, so he can definitely do you some good. But I use him because if you do get hit very hard, as long as your health is below 50%, he does increase your dominance, resto, vit, and defense by 15%. Superman, anytime you use a group breakout, he does also give you a shield, so that's really good. And then Static Shock, I know he's a combat ally, but he also gives you a shield to defend you. So far as a tank, I think these three are my solid allies. There's no reason to change them, but like I said, if you don't have Lex Luthor, then go ahead and use Batman Who Laughs. Now, of course, you have the most crucial element, which is your artifacts. Now, there is a lot of people out there still somewhat confused on the artifacts that you should be using as a traditional tank. So honestly, the ones that I'm pretty comfortable with, and this is honestly just whichever power you guys want to rock, is Mystic Symbol of the Seven, Manacles of the Force, Lazarus Pit, Everyman Prototype, and Circe's Mask. Now, for the sake of the videos that I'm posting, the reason why I kind of cycled through Circe's Mask with, let's just say with Rage, I changed it with Red Tornado. That's because Ice is a little bit more defensive since you're constantly cycling through shields. The moment it breaks, your incoming healing is increased. Rather, when you look at Rage is a little bit more aggressive and you're constantly attacking, so naturally you're doing more damage. And the Red Tornado artifact, anytime you do damage on enemies, it heals you for 15% of your damage done. So now since we're on Atomic, this is actually a combo based power, which I'm still a little bit new to, though at the beginning I was kind of a little bit bored, but now I'm actually having pretty much fun with Atomic. Now I'm actually switching it to Refractor, so hitting an enemy with a pull grants you and 7 group members health equal to 19.25% of your dominance, and since we're in a tank row, it's 50% more effective. So if I equipped all these artifacts, right, my health is 1.9 mil. Now that I'm going to pull an enemy, the moment I do that, my health is increased and now I have 2 million health. So for this video and playing as Atomic, I personally am just trying to get as much health as I can, which is why I use Refractor. But if you guys are just a regular player and really don't want to keep investing that much time and effort, or even money for that matter, for your artifacts, then just stick with these 5 and you should be perfectly fine. But other than that, those are the artifacts that I use for Atomic. Now for your traits, you can use whatever weapon you want. In the end of the day, this is a combo based power, so you're not going to be using your weapon at all, which is why I'm only going to get the 1. Besides that, I do have super speed as my movement, so I'm going to get all of these. That way I can have the knockback recovery, the restraint recovery, and the breakout mastery. For iconics, now you are definitely going to want to utilize as much shields as you can, so having the hard light shield is definitely going to help, and magma vortex. If you don't have magma vortex, you're perfectly fine, but I'm not gonna lie, this is actually one power that really helps as a tank. And lastly, for your stat points, now I do want that 25% power regeneration, which is why I'm focusing on super powered. I'm going to conserve as much skill points as I can, so I'm going to do the 10-10 route for the critical healing chance and critical healing magnitude. And then I'm evenly going to break out my health and dominance, and then the rest will go to dominance so I can max that out first, and then I'll put it on health. Since we're using Refractor, that's why we're focusing on dominance a little bit more rather than health, because it's going to give us health anyways. So to activate the atomic shield faster, you're going to want to use the thermochemical explosion. animation. So the moment your character uses the animation where he slams on the ground like this, then use your circle X, and that's how you activate faster, rather than going through the whole rotation like this and then activating your shield that way. So on the gameplay in the end, you're gonna kind of see how I use this first, get my shield, and then use this to pull. Now keep in mind, every time you do pull, they do get stunned, so that's why I'm constantly cycling through this motion and this motion. Alright, so for this one, we got the last boss. I'm not going to show pretty much everything. Honestly, there's no point. So for Atomic, I honestly was not the biggest fan when I first started using it. I'm not like just the biggest fan of combo powers at all. So, I had my gripes at first, but now that I'm getting used to it, understanding a little bit more, I'm having a little bit more fun. Like, I get it. It's actually a pretty cool power. Like, I like that animation right there where they just instantly teleport to you. That shit is dope.
Back off.
See all of this. Now notice how I am literally just doing combo after combo.
I wanted a real fight.
I do this because it's easier to grab. So like while I'm mid combo, if there's any ad that's away from me, I'll just go for the single target pull, and then continuing to use the combo right after. But that was pretty simple, guys.